So today we'll be discussing about excretion, and in this process of excretion, an organism expels metabolic waste or other toxic substances. Metabolic waste it comes from a process of metabolism. That means in our body metabolism process occurs, and which is further divided into a catabolic process as well as anabolic. So there are two processes in it where these two processes comprise of this metabolism. So we look after this because after understanding the concept of metabolism, we can understand how the waste is formed in our body, along with the toxic substance, usually like nitrogenous substances which are forming inside our body. Now, in the process of this excretion, an organism expels metabolic waste and other toxic substances out of their body. Now, before discussing this, let's understand this metabolic waste. For this, we need to understand metabolism. So, metabolism is a biochemical process. It is a biochemical process which occurs in all the living organisms. So, this occurs in all living organisms, and this metabolism process is easily understood by two processes. One is catabolism and another is anabolism. Now, the process of catabolism, it is the process of breakdown of complex substances into simpler substances, just like digestion. So, the process of breakdown, and this is the process of combination, just like the combination of first chapter of our chemistry, where two reactants were combining to forming single product. Here will be the same case, but this is not in the biology. So there's a concept of also that one branch is for chemistry and biology, that collab branch, that's called a biochemistry. Some process will be included in that. Now, in the process of catabolism, some complex substances they break down into simpler molecules. So these complex substances, like we'll take an example of digestion, it's included in it. Like we'll take an example of glycolysis, breakdown of glycogen, so etc. So these are some catabolic processes. And in the process of anabolism, some simpler substances combine to form substances, and the famous process is glyconeogenesis. Glyconeogenesis, like the protein synthesis is also there. Protein synthesis from amino acids, like glycogen storage, glycogen storage inside our liver. So these are some basic anabolism and some basic catabolism processes. So these both anabolic as well as catabolic processes comprise of the whole process, the main process, that's metabolism. And after all these processes which are happening, which are occurring inside our body, they will produce some waste. That waste is called a metabolic waste. So this metabolic waste is very lethal or very fatal for our bodies. Therefore, it needs to be excreted out. Therefore, we need to study the process of excretion. And in human beings, we'll study the process of human excretory system. Now, we'll understand from that. We'll understand from this excretion and human excretory system. We will understand the essence, the importance, the force which we need to overcome here in order to reduce this toxic substance, in order to expel, in order to remove this from our body, because this is very much lethal or very much harmful or fatal for our body. So let's start our human excretory system. So and after this, and also in the metabolic waste, we'll give some names of some metabolic waste so that that will facilitate. So inside our body, carbon dioxide which is produced, it's also waste for our body because we are not in need of this. Some nitrogenous wastes are also there, like inside our body. Urea is also there, like I think it's 2%, 0.2% present inside our urine, and some traces of uric acid is also there. This actually in birds, usually mostly this is found in birds, but some traces are also inside our this body. And the most toxic one, that is ammonia, and another is creatinine, and some other harmful substances, like sometimes water is also included in this, but water is usually taken from its removing during the process of sweating also, and this carbon dioxide is during exhalation, it's removed from the body. So these are some wastes or waste products, and sometimes some excess salts are also present in excess, and these salts need to be expelled from the body. So therefore I think these nitrogenous wastes, these all metabolic wastes and these nitrogenous wastes, they need to be excrete, they need to remove from our body. Therefore we need to study our human excretory system. Bismillah. So it's Azan time. Let the Muazzin proclaim it properly, then we'll start. So after discussing this, we'll now understand the human excretory system. Now the human excretory system, it consists of two kidneys, a pair of kidney, two ureters, that means a pair of ureter, a urinary bladder, and a urethra. So these are basic four components. So it consists of a pair of kidneys, okay, a pair of ureters. These are two tubes through which urine passes. A pair of ureters, a urinary bladder, and a urethra. Urethra is an opening through which this urine excretes out. Now, in the process of this human excretory system, so these are four basic components. Then we'll study kidney separately. Its definition, it is basic functional unit, that is nephron. We need to study that also for understanding how urine is formed inside the body and its mechanism also. And then these are some basic things, and they will be usually covered here. Urinary bladder, it's the tube. Urethra is the tube, simply the tube through which this urine passes. Urinary bladder is where the urine is collected for temporary period of time. So temporary collection यहाँ होती है, and in the urethra it is just an opening. So it's a vent and opening through which this urine passes out of the body. Now, in the general mechanism of this human excretory system, firstly the blood which is having some nitrogenous wastes or some toxic substances, it will pass through aorta, and it will go to this upper capillary or the vessel. It's called renal artery. This is the upper artery, and the lower one is called renal vein. Renal vein. These are renal vein is two lower and two upper, vein and artery. Now the aorta will bring blood, and this blood will go directly. This blood will go directly through renal artery. Through renal artery, it will go into the left and right kidney. So it will go to the kidneys. Now the kidney, there are two ways for kidney. So one way is this blood, after filtering it out, after this kidney filters it, it will go back through this renal vein. Renal vein, it takes blood back, that is filtered blood, pure filtered blood. It takes the filtered blood back to the body, and now this kidney, it's this part ureter, these two ureters, these ureters will take these nitrogenous waste as usually urine. It takes this urine and passes it through itself and passes it to the urinary bladder. This stores it for some time, and after this urethra will take it out of the body. So this is the basic mechanism. This is the general mechanism of our kidneys. Now we'll understand the nephron, the basic structure of nephron, and also its function and how urine is formed. Now the basic thing about kidney is that it is a bean-shaped organ. Bean-shaped organ, and its function is it's used for excretion of nitrogenous wastes. Nitrogenous wastes. It's also used for water balance, because it will take some excess water out of the body so that the water will be balanced inside the body. And it's also used for elimination of toxic substances. Elimination of toxic substances, and it also maintains the pH of our body, that is power of hydrogen. It also maintains the pH of body. So the maintenance of this pH is very much important. So these four functions are functions of our kidney. So kidney performs these four functions, and now we'll understand the essence of this, how the urine is being formed, it is being produced during the whole process. But for that we need to rub it whole, and we need to understand the basic mechanism of nephron. That is simply, and one kidney consists of 1 million nephrons, that means 10 lakh. 1 million nephronic cells are present in one kidney, and two kidneys will comprise, it will be like 20, it will be like 2 million nephrons. So this was all about for this kidney. Now we'll meet in the nephron part. Now this is our nephron. It is the basic and this is basic structural and functional unit of our body. Basic structural and functional unit of our excretory system. Excretory system. So it is the basic and functional unit of our kidneys, excretory system. So each kidney is made up of 1 million nephrons. Now here we'll understand the mechanism how urine is formed. How urine is formed. So for this we need to understand three basic steps, three basic processes. First process is glomerular filtration or ultrafiltration. So in the ultrafiltration, what actually happens, the blood, it passes through the renal artery and then it goes to the glomerulus. Here this part is glomerulus, this part, this, it's just like the tuft of blood capillaries. So glomerulus is a tuft. So here the filtration occurs. So this is the tuft of blood vessels. Glomerulus is the tuft, these tuft of the blood vessels. So in the ultrafiltration, what actually happens, this blood from this glomerulus, it filters the blood and takes the blood into the and passes it into this Bowman's capsule, which is a cup shaped. This Bowman's capsule is a cup shaped component. And now in this Bowman's capsule, the blood filters, it's filtered, the blood is filtered, and this filtered blood, it will pass through this Bowman's capsule. It will pass through this Bowman's capsule. Now it will this is the first step, ultrafiltration, and after passing through this Bowman's capsule, this filtered blood is collected in the renal vein. It is collected in the renal vein, and now the rest of the blood which is yet to be filtered, it will pass through this tubular part, which is having three parts: proximal convoluted tubule. Now proximal means which is very close, distal means which is far from this, and one more component, that is loop of Henle, or you can say Henle's loop. Now in this tubular part there is a second process that is called a selective reabsorption. Selective reabsorption. And in this process of selective reabsorption, what actually happens, this the rest blood which is yet to be filtered, now it will go ahead and it will pass through the tubular part and it will filter it out, where selective reabsorption of blood occurs. And the pure blood is collected in the blood vessels. And for this, let me make a diagram of this blood vessel also. Along with this, blood vessel also flows in this direction. So here blood vessel also flows along with this, and it takes out the filtered blood from each component of the body, from each component of this tubular, of this collecting duct and other parts. Now in this selective reabsorption, the pure blood is collected in the blood vessels, and then the rest of blood, it flows towards the collecting duct, while it collects It collects this collecting duct. It collects this blood and transports it to the urinary bladder through these two ureters. Through these ureters into the urinary bladder, and for their general mechanism, we have already discussed that part. So, third part is tubular secretion. Tubular secretion. In the tubular secretion, this tubular part after reabsorbing, usually here occurs reabsorption of extra NaCl, extra salts, extra these water, excess water, and it is being absorbed. It is being filtered out into the blood vessel, which travels along with this whole kidney. And in the collecting duct part, after this tubular secretion, the whole this wasted blood, or the, we can say, nitrogenous wastes are being collected in the collecting duct, which then finally passes it through ureters up into the urinary bladder. Then it will go out of the body through urethra. That is the main opening. Now, this is the basic mechanism of how this urine is formed, and now we'll understand. In some cases, some person they are suffering from this kidney failure that occurs. Usually kidney failure occurs due to some infection. Sometimes it occurs due to some accidental, some injury. Sometimes there occurs some natural cause. Usually for that, like sometimes some medical problem also occurs, like restricted blood, this flow to kidneys, that can also lead to the kidney failure. So kidney failure is usually due to infection. It's usually due to the restricted blood flow to kidneys, sometimes due to some injury. So these are the usually more prone reasons for this kidney failure. In all these cases, kidney failure occurs. Now, for the kidney failure patients, we need some mechanism to take the nitrogenous waste, to take this waste, these harmful substances out of the body. So we follow a process, we follow a phenomena of hemodialysis. Dialysis. So this hemodialysis, is the process for purifying blood. It is a process for purifying blood by an artificial kidney. So process of purifying blood by using artificial kidney. It is usually meant for kidney failure patients. It's meant for kidney failure patients. Failure patients. So this artificial kidney is usually due to some injury, due to restricted blood flow to the body, due to some usually some injuries, or we can say some infections which lead to this kidney failure. And this kidney failure leads us to the settling, to the assembly, to the sedimentation of these nitrogenous wastes or the harmful products inside the body. So we need to take them out. So for that we are using some artificial kidney. So this artificial kidney, the whole process is called this whole phenomena is called hemodialysis. And in the hemodialysis, usually it's used to get rid of these nitrogenous wastes inside the body, and it uses a device that's called a dialyzer. So this dialyzer is very much useful in this hemodialysis process. And this is it. Thanks.